Don't pay for referrals. As the aged care industry has had challenges over the last few years, there may be a tendency to increase occupancy as quickly as possible by whatever means possible, even paying for referrals. Some placement operators charge you for placement of a resident to your facility. Some do this whilst also charging residents and their families for placement. Why is paying for referrals a bad idea? First, the financial cost to you as a provider. Fees of $1,000 or $2,000 or more, I have heard of, eat into your cost to provide care. If you pay this for 50 people throughout the year, that is $100,000 you need to cover, or it is $100,000 less in care support you offer your residents. An additional staff member, more supplies, more outings for residents, more entertainment, more options for residents. A decrease in the bottom line or not spending that money on something beneficial for residents is a terrible outcome for all. Second, the care cost to you as a provider. If you pay a referral fee, you are saying that the sustainability of a resident for your facility is a secondary concern to filling up as quickly as possible. Providers who have stopped paying for referrals have told us that in a lot of cases, paying for referrals leads to a mismatch in resident to a facility. Extra care needs that were not initially disclosed, disruptive residents, financial or family issues, all can increase when a resident's suitability becomes a secondary issue. This all leads to poorer care outcomes for all residents, especially if more suitable options were available, but those sites refuse to pay for it. Without an appropriate screening process, how do you know that the care required, the financial situation, the appropriateness of the resident are considered at all? When you interview potential residents or families and tour with them, you get an understanding of the person and can make a call on whether the financial and care situation suits your facility. When you pay a referral fee and are just interested in putting a head in a bed ASAP, you will become undone with this lack of screening. Third, the impact on staff. By paying for referrals, you are telling your most important asset, your people, that tours to explain how the facility works and suitability of residents to the facility are not that important to you. Staff deal with these people on a daily basis, and feedback says that staff feel that if the care or suitability of a resident is secondary, then finding somewhere better that focuses on care is a better option for them. Your care may be world best standards, but the perception is reality for many people. Last, the optics or ethics. How does this look? We believe that if you don't want something to be found out, don't do it. Assume it will be found out and decide on how that will turn for you, and make the decision with that in mind. Can you imagine a customer being happy about a referral fee being paid when they find out? Do you think they will consider that their best interests are considered important, or just a head in a bed? Inevitably, when placement fees or kickbacks are paid, some facilities will do this and some will not. This leads to a conclusion that the best resident outcome may not be achieved because all potentially suitable options have not been assessed. Are potential residents getting the best care outcome for them? The answer clearly in most cases is no. We do not believe that charging referral fees in this way leads to optimum outcomes for our clients. We do not accept client outcomes will be paramount when there are financial inducements to do otherwise. When your whole commercial business model is built on income from referral fees, then those that do not pay referrals will not receive the same consideration as those that do, and therefore the best resident outcome is not achieved. The obvious question to ask of anyone paying referral fees is, why do you need to do this? Are your care and lifestyle standards so comparatively poorer than other facilities that the only way to get people in is to pay some referrers extra to make you look good? If that is the case, I would suggest spending the $100,000 per annum on staff training or provision of additional lifestyle programs or care services is better money spent for all. If you pay for anything, a house, a car, a school for your kids, how can you be sure that this is the best option for you if you don't consider a number of options and investigate them? Would you be comfortable in choosing a high school for your kids if you found out that one of them slipped a couple of grand to the primary school principal who recommended their school to you? I would suggest that not only would you be uncomfortable, this behaviour would not be allowed to happen in most applications where care and security of family members is critical. I don't see why residential aged care or home care should be any different. Selection of a facility for a loved one should be based on the offering of that facility to provide the best outcome for mum or dad, not because of some sort of financial inducement to a placement group. Clients are not dumb. They know something cannot be received for nothing. Some may not care about resident outcomes, but most do. The only clear, transparent option to provide this sort of service is to charge the user of the service, the resident or their family. It also provides the best outcomes. In the years to come, the whole industry is going to be under the spotlight, and we as an industry need to ensure that we act with a completely clear and clean focus on maximizing the client's outcomes. Paying referral fees does not do that. If the mantra is to maximize resident and family outcomes to our industry, then that has to be the first and only priority in accepting residents into your facility.